All right, we are now on Wednesday night's homework, and we're on question number 5. And question number 5 says, Monique wants to make the International Marine Signal flag shown. What is the area of the flag? So now would be a good time to pull out your math chart. Pause me if you need to. Okay, we'll pretend like you paused me. All right, so when you look up the formula of this shape, first of all, let's identify this shape. I do notice one set of parallel lines. So remember, parallel lines are that they're two lines that are never going to meet. Well, these two lines here, these two are never going to meet. Now, if these two on the side kept on going, eventually they would form a triangle. But since they are going to meet, they are not parallel. So the shape that only has one set of parallel sides is called a trapezoid. So when you go to your formula chart, you will see the formula 1/2, and then you'll see base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Now, I know in my formulas, they have me multiplying by 1/2. But I know that 1/2, when I multiply by 1/2, that is the same thing as dividing by 2. So I like to personally use the formula base 1 plus base 2. Then I like to multiply by my height and divide it all by 2. They mean the same. They mean the same thing. We're going to get the same solution no matter which formula we work out. So, first of all, we need to identify. Let's go ahead and let's label these 3 parts. I know I'm going to have not just one base, but 2 base. And remember from your foldable, the trapezoid is the only one that has 2 bases because it only has one set of parallel lines. Those are going to be your 2 bases, okay? So I see that my 2 sets of parallel lines, one is here, so I'm going to label this base 1. I can also label it base 2. It doesn't matter as long as the base is a parallel line. Now, my other parallel line is also marked in red, so I'm going to label this one base 2, which is my 30 inches. Then, the formula is also asking for a height. Well, I can clearly see that my height should be perpendicular to my base, and so therefore 100 inches should be represented by my height. So now we should be plugging our numbers after we label into our formula. So I see I labeled base 1 as 5 inches, so I'm going to put 5 as base 1. My formula now tells me I need to add base 2. Good thing I labeled. I know exactly what base 2 is. Base 2 is 30 inches. Okay. Then I also labeled my height. My height is 100 inches squared. So I'm going to go ahead and put 100 in as my height. And my formula already tells me I have to divide by 2. Remember, we took that parallelogram and we cut it in half. When you cut a shape in half to form a trapezoid, you know your formula always tells you that you're going to divide by 2. Alright, now we're going to actually solve this formula. So I know that in order to solve this formula, I have to follow order of operations. Order of operation tells me I must do my grouping symbols first. So I need to do 5 plus 30. And I know that 5 plus 30 is 35. Okay. Next, after we add The next step is to multiply the base times the height. Remember, every formula will have you multiplying a base and a height. Okay, so 35 times 100, well, we should already know that. That is 3,500. And then the last step tells me I need to take 3,500 and divide it by 2. So I'm going to go back on the other side of the paper. Don't write on question 6. That's just so I have room to show you. But I'm going to take 3,500 and now I'm going to divide that by 2. And when I do, I'm going to put my little multiplication sign here. I first ask myself, how many times does 2 go into 3? Well, 2 goes into 3 just one time. And 2 times 1 is 2, so I subtract that. Then I bring down my 5. 2 goes into 15 7 times, because 2 times 7 is 14. And I subtract. Then I bring down my 0, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. And then that zeroes out. But if you have a 0 left, you should always bring it up. So, the area of my trapezoid is 1,750 inches squared. Okay? So here is another trapezoid problem. A little bit of smaller numbers to work with. Make sure you're using the formula correctly, and make sure that you're following order of operations whenever you solve. Please be sure to use your formula chart. Do not try memorizing these formulas. They will be given to you the day of the test. So please use your formula charts and do the next trapezoid question.